Imagine if I told you that very soon I was going to give you a really generous gift. And so therefore you would be anticipating this generous gift, whatever it might be. And then one day I drive up into your driveway with your brand new car. And you're amazed at my generosity. And you're on cloud nine. Actually, you're filled with awe about this new car, this generous gift that I've given you. But a few days later, you're going to start taking more responsibility. The awe and the amazement is going to wear off because all of a sudden you realize, well, gee, I'm going to have to pay taxes on this. I'm going to have to get insurance, at least liability on this. I'm going to have to put gas in the tank. I'm going to have to change the oil. I'm going to have a whole host of responsibilities because of this great gift. The faith that is being shared this day is the same way. The same three women who are at the foot of Jesus on Good Friday are now going to go and anoint Jesus' body. They are anticipating a dead body to be anointed. And instead they see the stone rolled away and a young man sitting and announcing them amazing news that Jesus Christ is risen. And they not only are they amazed, they're amazed at what they are told, that they were supposed to go to the apostles and tell them to go to Galilee, and there they will see him. But yet the one line in this passage that is not here is that they ran away from the tomb and they told no one anything because they were full of fear. A different translation would have been, they are full of awe. Not only were they full of awe, they eventually came around and recognized the responsibility that the angel had told them to go forth and proclaim this great news to all the nations. To go forth and tell Peter and the disciples to go before him to Galilee, just as the angel had told them. And that indeed is what they do, and that indeed is what the apostles do as well. In this first reading, we have an example of that. The backstory to this is there's a Roman centurion named Cornelius, a Gentile, who is very generous to the temple and tries to follow God. And he sees in a vision Peter coming towards him and having a message that is going to save him and his entire family. And so he sends off 2 centurions and brings Peter to him. And he must be anticipating this wondrous news. And when he hears the great news of Jesus Christ being risen from the dead, he is amazed. And not only that, the Holy Spirit descends upon him and his entire household. And they are in awe of the great mystery and glory of God. And after that, then he and his entire household are baptized. And we then are the successors of Cornelius, the ones who pass down the faith from generation to generation to generation, to us standing here today to proclaim the great news that Jesus Christ is risen. 40 days we have been anticipating this wondrous news, and we've been anticipating it in prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And as we do so, we are amazed at the change wrought within ourselves and those around us with this Lenten journey. I myself have seen myself a lot more prayerful than when I began this journey. I've seen other people who have said, oh, I always use bad language, and now giving that up. I've seen the wondrous work of God, and I stand in awe of this great mystery that we celebrate today. And this celebration goes on for 8 days. And after that, though, we take responsibility once more for our faith, for the good news that is given to us, because it calls for a response from us. Today it will be recommitting to our baptismal vows. Afterwards, it will be to continue to pray more, continue to talk to the Lord, to continue to give up sin and try to practice virtue, to continue to reach out to our neighbor who is less fortunate than ourselves. Continue to being a Christian, to continue the practice of being a disciple of Christ. But for today, and for these next 8 days, let us stand back in amazement and in awe of this greatest mystery of our faith, that Jesus Christ is risen from the dead.